What's up, you beautiful humans? How are you? Free range humans. It's so good. Look at that. Huh? Where you're still allowed to go on the internet and watch the shows that you like watching. Hey, that's something to be happy for, because you can't meet who you want to. You're not allowed to work where you want to. Certainly can't say whatever you want to say on the interwebs, that's for sure. But you can still watch the shows that you want to watch. So that's nice. I'm sure if the plan unfolds as some beings would like, you won't be able to watch the things you want to watch either. But but for now, you're still sort of good. So this week we're going to talk about a very, very important subject, one that most people are not aware of, as you may have guessed from the title: How to Detect and Remove Negative Spirits, Entities, and Demons. Now, yes, I can imagine somebody who's tuning in who was like watching me in like 2012 going, what what is happening? What's going on here? And I get it. Some of you just may not realize the severity of how much humanity is being messed with by these type of energies. I've actually, wow, yeah, the thanks for answering that question, Luke. That was a good answer. So basically, if you're not aware of how to remove this crap from your field, you will continue to be fucked with by these things. So first things first, I suppose I should explain why I'm doing this and what the story is. So I'll give you guys a short version in case you're not aware. So back in, I guess, 2012, I started working with ayahuasca, and somewhere soon after that point, I started to have serious health problems. Now I say serious, not serious as like, you're going to die, but serious where like my health was really, really bad. I got blood tests done and there was all kinds of stuff. My levels were off. They're like, yeah, you got thyroid stuff and your D is low and nothing's working and there's all kinds of shit. And I was like 30, I don't know, 30, by the time I was like 33, I was having real issues. And it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense because like I wasn't drinking, wasn't doing drugs, I wasn't doing anything particularly stupid, right? But I was so tired. I remember I did a trip to Japan, and then we went to the mall, and I walked around the mall for like maybe went to the mall, walked around there for maybe 2 hours. It's maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was so exhausted. I had to go back to where we're staying and just have a nap. Like I was destroyed. 33 years old, destroyed. And so I couldn't figure out what the problem was. I literally just, nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. And fortunately for me, what happened was I was with a friend who she has certain abilities, and she was able to see. We were doing this exercise where we're all looking at each other, and she was teaching us how to see auras. And so if you go into a room and the room is slightly kind of dark, and you let your eyes relax and you look at somebody, you can see an energetic field around them. Now, I actually sucked at this exercise. Everyone else was like, oh yeah, I can see it. I was just like, no, I totally don't see anything, right? And then, but my friend who was teaching us the exercise, she's looking at me and she goes, you've got this like alien head, like weird thing over your left shoulder, and it's like sucking energy off you, right? And I'm looking at her like, what? She's like, yeah, you got an attachment. I'm like, okay. And that actually happened before the trip to Japan. So I went to Japan, felt like shit, came back to the UK. This is when I was living in London doing stand-up comedy, right? If you're new, I used to do stand-up comedy professionally. So anyway, so my friend basically helped me remove this thing, and that's a whole story. It's a whole story. It's my friend Marcus. Some of you know him. And the day he took this thing off, it was quite a thing. We went to like a little field. It was actually where it was a plot of land where dead bodies were buried. I don't mean like by the mafia, you know, normal funerals. They put people in the ground. And so we went there. I laid down. He got some holy water. He blessed some water. He made it holy. He put it on me. He did his move. I lay there on the ground for about 5 minutes, and he was in meditation, working with the energy. And then at some point, he just goes, "Okay." I open up my eyes. I look at him. And I'm like, "Is it done?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No." I said, "Is it gone?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Are you sure?" He goes, "Yeah." And so I got up. It's hard to describe it, but it's like I felt this. I felt that there was like a shift, and I just felt like I was clean. Like there was not. I just felt this. Like I was okay suddenly, and as I really tuned in, I was like, "Holy shit!" And really, it was gone. It was gone. It was just myself, and I had such a surge of energy come up that it was actually almost like it was tremendous amount of energy. It's almost like I don't know. There was like a cap on your power, and then the cap comes off, and then your natural level energy just goes like this. And I felt so hyper. I literally started doing 100-meter dashes, you know, in the like all over the place, doing push-ups. Like I was literally, it was fucking crazy. And the rest of that day, I had so much energy, and I felt so good. Like we're sitting in his backyard, and I was literally just like, I would talk to him for 10 minutes. We just have a 10-minute conversation. And I'd be like, "Hang on, I'll be right back." And I would just run back and forth in the yard, do a bunch of push-ups. I was doing these moves. These are hard to do, but I'm gonna, I guess on the big camera, I can demonstrate. I was doing like, I would do like 20 of those. And then I'd go back to like talking. I talked to him for a few minutes, then I would do another 20 of those, do some push-ups, run around, and then sit down and that's how hyper I was, folks. Okay? That's how hyper I was. I could not function because I was so fucking hyper. That's what happened. Actually messaging him now just to tell him. So yeah, it was a hell of a thing. It was a hell of a thing to get that thing removed, man. It changed everything. So after that, I was like normal. I just, in fact, when he took it off, I was so hyper. I actually thought to myself, if this is my normal level of energy, I won't be able to function in society because I wouldn't be able to sit or work or do anything. I couldn't even hold a real conversation because I was so hyper. I have to keep running around all the time. People will think I'm crazy. And then after that day, though, I just sort of went back to being normal, and everything was fine. All my health stuff went away, and it was all perfect. So I wasn't actually sick. There was nothing wrong with me. On the 3D level, there was nothing wrong with me. I had a energetic attachment and spirit. Yeah, it was a strong one. It was a nasty one. And it was fucking with me. And as soon as it went, that was it. That was the end of my problems, health problems. Haven't had any since, really. Okay, so, and this is significant. This is significant. This was a big deal for me because I'd been struggling for years trying to figure this out. I was obsessed with healing. I was like trying to like find out about energy healing and diet, and like I was doing everything. I was literally for a couple of years, I was just obsessed with healing because I was not well, right? And it just turned out I had to think. That's it. That was my problem. So I'm going to explain to you guys in this video how you can neutralize these some bitches so you cannot be affected and you can actually be clear. Now, let me see what you guys are saying so far, and I'll continue. Hello, everybody. I see your comments. What's up? What's up? I'm in Vancouver. It's okay, Fletcher. People that watch my live streams, they're used to me being strange. It's okay. It's okay. Jordan, yeah, I'm going to get into that. What am I drinking? It's coffee. It's a special coffee with mushrooms, reishi mushrooms. I put a little butter in and a little coconut oil and a little honey, and it's absolutely delicious. I'm 41 and I only started drinking coffee like where I actually like it, like this year. Because it's just delicious. Delicious. Normally I'm a tea guy. I like tea. So Wipala, that's one of the questions on my list of things I'm going to go through. So why not start there? It's a big list. It's a lot of stuff I want to share. So I'm just kind of going to go with the flow. And then at the end, if there's time, I'll try and do a group clearing and just clear everybody's shit that's on the call. But we'll get into that. So don't nobody go no place. It's going to be a good one. Okay. Nice hairdo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My hair finally, it's gone past that awkward stage where it's going in my eye. So now I can just show off my sexy hair. It's pretty good. So Luke, yes, it could be an entity for you. Yeah, that's one of the signs, is that you have like crazy ass dreams, can't sleep, can't fall asleep, disturbing thoughts. So guys, you got to understand, right? These attachments are extremely common. It's most people I run into, okay? Most people I run into and I test, the average person has, I don't know, like anywhere between 1 to 3. 1 to 3 is normal. Once in a while, like I'd say something like 2/3 of people have at least one. It's rare that I meet someone and I'm like, oh, you're totally clean. Happens, but yeah, these are just off the top of my head. Maybe 1 in 3 people doesn't have anything. 2 out of 3 do. So yeah, extremely common. These things, okay, so here are some of the signs, right? And by the way, first thing I should say, if anybody's out there going, somebody's watching the replay and they go, I don't believe in any of this. Your beliefs have nothing to do with it. It doesn't make any fucking difference what you believe at all when it comes to this stuff. Reality is what it is. Certain energies exist, and you not believing them doesn't change anything. They can still fuck with you. It's like not believing in gravity. You know what I'm saying? Good. You don't believe in gravity. Walk off the top of that building, okay, and then tell me on your way down before you splat how your belief is going. Beliefs have nothing to do with actual reality. Like truth exists, certain things exist. Belief doesn't make any fucking difference. Sorry, guys. Sorry to bust your bubble. Okay. So these things, what are some of the signs? Difficulty sleeping, really big one. Difficulty sleeping. Negative thought patterns is really big. Like if you ever just have like just negative stuff comes up, like violent thoughts, thoughts about like hurting other people, thoughts about like doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing. Anything coming from fear, anger, thoughts of like very egoic thoughts like jealousy, getting revenge on somebody, any negative emotions, especially if they're repetitive, there's a really good chance these are attachments, energetic attachments. Really good chance, because as human beings, our nature is love. We're all divine beings. You know, we're all that. And even though yes, we pick up, you know, bad things happen to us. You know, somebody screwed us over. Woman broke our heart. You know, our parents kicked the shit out. You know, my parents kicked the you know, I got the shit beaten out of me all the time. So we have these negative experiences, and of course, those do taint our reality. We can have fear. You know, we can close up. All these things are true, and that's part of the healing process. But if you're always having like thoughts that just don't make fucking sense, you know what I mean, and then they're confusing and they're just fucking with you, there's a really good chance Those are not your thoughts. Not only because you've got attachments, but frankly, all thoughts. I mean, I've talked about this before. There's a thought sphere, and based on your vibrational frequency, you're tapping into certain thoughts. But depending on what thoughts you're jumping into and connecting with it, if they're fear-based thoughts and they're anger-based thought, if they're from that vibration, there's more of a likelihood that beings that are feeding on those vibrations, that are in those vibrations, dark entities, demons, all this kind of stuff. If you're connecting with those thoughts, you're sort of opening yourself up to being fucked with. So actually, where your mind is at is one of the key things. You know what I'm saying? If you're just thinking about love and being at service to God and helping other beings, and you're connecting with those energies, it's just less likely that you're going to be, they're going to attach to you, because it's like it doesn't make sense. It's not what they're into. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you're immune, but it's less likely. So yeah, so not being able to sleep, nightmares, having lots of negative thoughts. If you're doing something that's actually self-harmful, like actually harming yourself, doesn't mean like slicing yourself with a knife. It can be, but even like smoking, drinking, hanging out with people are a bad influence, wasting like a lot of your time and life force energy, like anything that you're doing that's bad for you, there's a really good chance that self-sabotage is coming from those entities, because they're actually, many of them are here to actually mainly feed on us and take our energy, but to fuck with us too. And there are certain forces that actually want these beings here to basically prevent us from achieving our fullness, to achieving our potential as human beings, right? Because our potential is tremendous. When we're in our power, we can work miracles. So they don't want us to reach that potential, and therefore, we're being messed with. That's for sure. Okay, so that's just some of the things. Yeah, that's mainly how you can suspect. Interesting. Yeah. So Matthew's saying that. So that makes sense. I had weird health stuff for years. Nobody knows why. When I meditate and focus on healing, it calms. When I get around negative people, it returns and flames and hurts. Yeah. And there might be more to that than simply what I'm saying. Like, again, everything comes down to vibration in this reality, everything. So even if you're clean and you don't have any entities, tapping into those holy energies of truth and love and oneness would have a healing effect on your system, on your body. Anyway, just doing that on its own is a healing technique, literally. Like, you see what I'm saying? But yes, there's a chance. Okay, so I just really quickly muscle tested. Yeah, so you're not clean. You do have stuff. You do have stuff. Okay, so next thing. Okay, so let's talk about this. So how do people get these things? So far what I've picked up on is, I know that all of us have a natural layer of protection, energetic protection. It's just part of, incarnating. You have that layer of protection, but that layer of protection kind of gets holes in it, and it weakens, depending on certain things that we do. The number one, here's where it gets interesting, and you're actually going to understand a bit more about the agenda that's being rolled out right now. So when you do things that you probably know you shouldn't be doing, they lower your natural defenses. The number one biggest thing is actually fear. Fear is literally the biggest thing. When you're in fear and you're afraid, it lowers your vibration massively, and you become more susceptible to this stuff. Okay, that's the thing. When you're absolute in your heart, you're in the love, you're at service to others, you recognize that we're all one human family and we're all in it together, and you're doing whatever you can from love to help others. Your state is love, right? You're in good vibrations, and your field is quite strong, and it's hard to get to, and they actually don't like those vibrations. The way you can actually scare these beings away, we'll get to this later, but it's actually by loving. Like if you love them, they'll be freaked out and they'll run away because they don't understand love. They're all about taking. They're all about negativity. So they literally will be uncomfortable if you love them. So literally by expanding your field of love and loving, you can actually scare some of these bad boys away. But that comes later. But my point is, by keeping in those high vibrations, just keeping positive, and don't get into the fear and the worry. That actually is the most important thing. Don't live in fear. Okay. This is why. This is part of the whole agenda, to separate us from each other and make us absolutely fucking terrified all the time. Terrified. It doesn't matter of what. Terrified of an imaginary enemy, the drug war, terrorism, viruses. It makes no difference, right? The whole thing is fear. As long as you're afraid, you can't be empowered to do what you want in life, and you're more easily brainwashed and manipulated by the programming, right? All the programming, the TV, the movies, all of that, television programming, and you're actually more open to all of these energies that can fuck with you. Okay, as an extra bonus for you guys that didn't know. So fear vibration, get out of the fear. Okay, this is like the biggest vote here for spiritual, enlightenment, awakening, is this. You don't want to be fucked with. Raise your vibration. Other ways that they get in, drinking lowers your natural defenses. They literally call it spirits. Okay, think about that for a second. Yeah, that meme with the guy who's going, yeah, they call it spirits for a reason. Spirits get in on your ass when you drink. The client I had, a week or two ago, this really nice woman, she just drunk. She told me she had a few drinks the first time in months and months. Boom, she picked something up that was fucking with her. Drugs lower your natural defenses. Drugs, they make it possible for beings to come in, because you're not fully there, you're not fully present, you're not fully in control of your faculties, and your natural defenses go down because you're not fully here now, and boom, okay, things get in. Okay, sex. Okay, these things come in through sex. Some of the most powerful magic you can do on the good side and on the dark side is through sex. And again, I'm not gonna go into it, but a lot of the dark rituals that they're doing, they use people for sex, and they do the rituals during sex. That's really powerful energy. So when you're actually having sex with somebody, first of all, like you're opening up your auric field to that person completely. So whatever nasty stuff they have going on, you're opening yourself up to, so it can jump over. So whatever they've got going on, not just STDs, folks, okay? Not just STDs. Obviously, if you're in British Columbia, you're going to be using the Glory Hole sex sheet to make love with them, because that's the recommendation from our health minister. So obviously that goes without saying, okay, guys, is that you're having sex through a hole. But entities and stuff can jump over, okay? Legitimately. So you really want to know the person you're sleeping with, okay? You want to be fully aware. And frankly, like you shouldn't be sleeping with people unless you know them and you've actually checked them and made sure that they're clean, not just for STDs, but for entities and energetic attachments, and that they're in a high vibration, that you pretty much know where they're at in their journey, and you should be able to check them for entities. Honestly, if you're going to sleep with somebody, that's legit. That's completely legit. Like, I would not have sexual relations with that woman unless I knew. And so another big thing, I hope nobody's minds are being blown right now, but this is just what's up. And you're getting the full download. I don't really hold back. Y'all know me. Not holding back. I'm just giving you the straight goods. Deal with it. Do with it as you will, people. I'm giving you the real deal. Parties are the worst. Parties are the fucking worst. If you're going to a big party and people are drinking and drugging, there's going to be entities all over the fucking place, and they're just going to latch on to whoever they like. If they like you, you're a little tasty biscuit. They like your energy more for whatever reason. They're just going to go, I like this dude. Bam. Maybe they've been draining buddy's energy already for 6 months, and that person's already fucked and they don't have as much energy. No problem. They'll find somebody new. Okay? No big deal. I've also found that this is just my personal experience and my personal opinion, but when I've gone to certain ceremonies, like a full moon ceremony, and people are maybe doing a dance or whatever in a group, a lot of entities come in when you have these ceremonies, even though they're like spiritual ceremonies and you're doing a beautiful thing. That's all beautiful and stuff. But I'm telling you, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. It was about 2 years ago. I went to such an event in Ecuador. It was beautiful. Some of my friends were there. It was very nice. And a bunch of us got attachments. We felt it too. A couple of days later, I'm hanging out with one of my friends and I'm like, I have been feeling shitty ever since that thing. I tested myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I picked something up. And I tested her. I'm like, oh, you got something too? She's like, yeah, I know. I could feel it. I was gonna. And I'm like, okay, let's go together to the river and we'll do a ceremony. We'll clean ourselves. We cleaned ourselves. It was beautiful. But and it's like, and even now, I forget to check myself once in a while. Last week, I was feeling like okay, but just not fucking great. Checked myself, had a demon attachment. It was just last week, and I was kicking myself because I know how to test myself, and I just got lazy, and I just don't do it, and then I catch stuff. It's annoying. Anyway, so yeah, so any group things, like, just unless you know how to clean yourself, any like ritual ceremony, anything, just stay the fuck away from groups unless you know what the hell you're doing, honestly. Especially if you're calling in any kind of energies. I know most of you probably aren't doing that kind of stuff, but I'm just putting it out there for everybody. Things like to come in, okay? All right, what else? Let's see how you guys are doing, if anyone's having a meltdown right now. Just gonna check your comments for meltdowns. Is anybody having? Oh, good. See, there you go. People are already putting in books. Excellent. Thanks for the hairdo compliments. Jealousy, yeah, jealousy can also do that. We're getting rid of how to get rid of those fuckers. Calm down. We're getting there. I have notes. I actually wrote down notes of the things to cover during the stream because there's a lot of stuff. So calm down. Luke, yes, that could be from an entity. It's possible. This is a good question, actually. How long can entities stay with us? Forever. They can stay with you till the end of your natural life. If you don't have them removed, they will stay with your ass for a long time. They can leave. They can just go, fuck it, and go to some, because they like someone else more. But generally speaking, they stick around. Once they've picked you and they like you, as long as they're getting some of the energy off you, they stick around. And it's a problem. It's definitely a problem. No more drinking for me. Good. You shouldn't be fucking drinking. Humans aren't supposed to drink alcohol, period. It's one of the biggest cons going. This is why it's legal and plant medicines are not legal, because it allows you to be interfered with these energies. It lowers your vibrational frequency. Alcohol is in a direct attack on you and your body. That's why it's everywhere and promoted and taxed, and that's it. This is the system that we're in. If it was good for you, it would be illegal. Simple as that. So, okay, I think it's really funny. Lol, your scammers and all you people. He's calling himself Mr. Hater. That's hilarious. So he just goes around hating people. That's really funny. Isn't amazing, Nathan? Isn't amazing? There's nothing amazing about it. It's just what it is. Forgot it says amazing show. Okay, so let's keep going. What are those negative energies exactly? Honestly, like, I'm not like a super guru on this topic. I'm really not. I've just had enough experience of like cleaning myself, cleaning my friends, and my health was so destroyed by one of these attachments back in, like I told you, this was a while ago now, 7-8 years ago, whatever, that I just know how important this is, right? There are people out there who spent years and this is all they do, I'm sure. I'm not one of them. I just want to give everybody the download and some tools today so you can at least start taking care of yourself and just be aware of it. You see what I'm saying? Because once you know that's a possibility, if you're having issues and you've explored other stuff, then at least you can look into this and see if this is the thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, once you have the knowledge, you have the knowledge. Ignorance is the problem here. This is the problem with our planet today. Nobody has the real information about anything. Not the health stuff, not who's running the world, not the real history. Everything is being hidden. All of the really important stuff is being hidden. Now, of course, you can find the information if you want to, but most people don't even look. They don't even know. They're so in the matrix of normality. They don't even look outside the box to try and figure out what the fuck is happening. So that's the problem. So once you have this information, you can go down the rabbit hole. There's books you can read. I mean, this is the point of today. I just want you guys to realize this is a real thing, and if you're being fucked with, or you can feel like this could be the reason why you're having certain issues, you can go down the rabbit holes and you can figure it out. It's just like, but like, if you really don't know, you're fucked. I did a call with the other day with a guy who, long story short, but basically, the guy just was not aware that his eating habits were really, really bad. He wasn't feeling well. Health was a major issue. He's hitting me up for coaching. He wants to go start a business. I'm like, bro, your health is not good. You're sluggish. You're not thinking clearly. I can feel your energy is heavy. You're doing all this stuff that's not healthy. You got to fix your health first. Once your health is good, then talk to me about, you want to find your inspiration for a business. If you don't have your health and you don't feel good, how are you going to connect to that divine aspect of yourself, get in tune with what your passion is, what your life purpose is, and then go start a business that's going to change the world? How are you going to do that when you feel like shit and you can't even do anything? So when he realized that, he had that realization, like, okay, I didn't know that. Health is really important. I got to work on this first. Yeah. Once he got that download, he was like, okay, now he's going to work on his health. He's doing a bunch of stuff, and at some point he'll get to where he wants to get to. But he genuinely did not know that the foods he was eating and everything he was doing in terms of his health was just not in alignment. It wasn't good. He didn't know. It's not his fault. It doesn't mean he's a bad person. He just didn't have the information. So now you guys are going to have the information. Do with it what you will. After this, I'll be happy, because like Spirit told me to make this video like months ago, honestly, and I just didn't get around to it. I was doing other things, and this week I just got the strong download. Like, you got to fucking get this information out there, so I'm just doing it, and that's it. It's my service. It's my service. Okay, so okay, let's see what's on my list here. This shit is realer than the elections. That's funny. Okay. Yes, that's true. Nathan Randuir is true. Okay, so I'm going to get into this. Let me go through my notes. Oh, forgot to send me $5. Thanks, bro. Look at that donation. Oh yeah. Okay, take my money. It's fine. Destroy feminist. Okay, so. Okay, so yeah, let's cover this. God, there's a bunch more stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into the most important part, actually, which is how to remove this stuff. Like, let's not waste any time, guys. I'm just gonna get into it here, because yeah, this is kind of the most important thing. So yeah, let's get into it. So okay. So if you suspect you've got this crap, I'm just gonna give you a brain dump of everything and how you can remove it. So okay, so first thing is this. It's important that you be able to create a sacred space. Okay, creating a sacred space. What does that mean? You need to be able to tap into the peace and presence of your true nature. Okay. Your true nature is simply absolute presence and stillness and love. The here and now. No thinking, no worrying, just being here. Okay? That's actually you. For most, that might be like, what's he talking about? Let me make it easier for you. Let's say you want to connect to the divine aspect of yourself. That'll make it easier, right? It doesn't matter what really that aspect is, but you want to be able to connect to the divine, basically the divine, okay? Higher power. Doesn't matter what that higher power is, but you want to create a space of reverence and love where you're connecting to something, higher power. So whether it's God, whether it's Christ, certain angels, it doesn't really make a difference, but you want to create that sacred container, right, for this that you'll be doing. Right? So whether you're going to pray or remove an entity or connect to certain energies, maybe one of your relatives that passed or one of your spirit guides, doesn't matter, but you would do this. So what do I do if I want to create kind of a sacred space and I want to get into that vibration, right? What do I do? I'll put on some music. I'll put on some Krishna Das or some monks chanting or whatever, something beautiful. I'll get some incense, Palo Santo, or anything. Some sage is great. I'll light a candle. Candle's very important. Okay, it opens up a doorway, and yeah, and I'll clean the area. So this is one of the standard things that you do if you want to clean your area of negative energies. Get some Palo Santo or some sage. Open a window. A window should be open in your house, and then literally, I'll get into the vibration, and I'll literally just hold the intention. I'm removing any and all non-beneficial energies, spirits, demons, anything that does not belong. I'm removing. I just have the intention, but the key is here is that you're just simply connecting to a force higher than yourself, and when it's happening, you should simply feel a peace and a calm and a love. This on itself is really powerful, because if you can simply just do that and connect to something higher, well, the next part from there can be channeling, two-way communication, prayer, like all kinds of crazy ass shit. I could do a whole other thing just on this, but for now, having a little altar would be really good, where you can have like a little Jesus or a little Buddha. So over here, I got, let's see, I got a little Jesus. I got a little Jesus going here. I got this little angel, a very special lady gave me, a little angel, and I got some sacred books, and I got a feather, and bunch of stuff. I got a cross, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so it's good to have that anyway. You should have a little altar in your house with some sacred objects, because when you have that energy around those objects and you have that reverence, and that's where you go to pray. You're creating a field of light, of love, of truth in that area, and it actually will affect the vibration and what's actually able to come into your space in your whole, in your room, in your house. So that's number one. That would just be really, really useful. That's just a really good idea, generally speaking. So once you've got that space, okay, I would go there and open up that connection, right? Just be in that space, and that's when you can actually kick some ass and remove some of these entities. Okay, so I use a combination. I've actually done, I used to do a dowsing course. I'm going to tell you how I do it, and then I'm going to tell you how you can do it, because the way I do it is actually putting certain skills together that you kind of have to practice for a while to be efficient at. I'll tell you what they are. Those of you who want to go down those rabbit holes and learn those skills, do it. I'm not going to have that. There's no way I'll be able to teach you those skills on this thing, because it would take too fucking long, and I don't know if I could, honestly. But I actually did a dowsing course. Okay, so what dowsing is, right? Dowsing is, you got one of these pendulums, okay? And fundamentally, you can connect to the spirit world, and you basically talk to this bad boy, and you basically you say, show me a yes, it'll go one way. You say, show me a no, it'll go the other way. It's actually doing it now. I don't know if you can tell, but I wasn't intending to actually do a live demonstration, but this is show me a no. And then I'll say, okay, show me a yes. I'm actually not moving my hand at all. Show me a yes. Okay, so now it's going clockwise, but a second ago when I said show me a no, it was actually going counterclockwise. I did not move my hand, okay? This is how it works. It is legitimate. So I was trained to use this a long time ago. I don't actually use it now, but I will teach you what I was saying when I was using this. And it actually works. You don't actually need the dowser. Everything comes down to your intention and your authentic connection to those powers and what's in your heart, and having a strong intention. That's actually what matters. This is just a tool. It's a useful tool, but you don't actually need it. That's what I realized after years. I don't actually need this thing. But if you want to use it, it's really powerful, and it's good it's good because you'll be able to see it actually work. Because when you ask, oh fucking, I'm already halfway through the lesson. Fucking, I'm gonna just tell you guys how to do this. So if you get one of these fucking things, it's literally this simple. You hold it very still, and I will simply say, Spirit Masters, Spirit World, Spirit Guides, please, I will just literally connect to those energies, and I will just simply say, show me a no. And it'll start usually spinning in one particular direction, but you'll notice your own pattern. I don't even want to say it's always going to be the same, because I've seen weird shit happen, okay? So it'll go one way, you're not moving your hand, and you just go, show me a yes. It starts going the other fucking way, and you're gonna clearly see the difference between a no and a yes. And sometimes it'll move in a certain way, which is like neutral, and you'll see that it's just kind of going in a certain pattern where nothing's happening. Once you actually see that and you get it, then you can say, okay, I want to know how many non-beneficial spirits do I have? Do I have any? And you'll get a yes or a no. How many entities? How many demons? You will start to get yes and no, and you'll be like, okay, you'll be able to figure it out. Then you just say, okay, Spirit Masters, Spirit World, Spirit Guides, I would like to remove any and all non-beneficial spirits that are affecting my energy. I ask in the name of the Infinite One Creator that these be sent back to the light. Please help me in this. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. The words don't fucking matter. It's the intention. It's the connection that you're making and the intention behind it. The authentic connection, having it in your heart that you truly are humble and you really would like help. And with respect, you're asking these beings that you know are there to help you. Okay, that's all that's happening here. So the easiest way, and the way I was taught when I actually did the dowsing course, spirit masters, spirit world, spirit guides. That's it. So you're connecting to all these spirits. Every single human being has their connections, whether it's, you've got ancestors, okay, from this human body going all the way back. You've got ancestors that have been floating around you and watching how you're doing because you're in their lineage. They're there, okay? Everybody's got them. Everyone's got spirit guides that are assigned to you. Some people can see their guides. Some people can talk to them. I've never been able to see them. I've had communications with many, many beings, but everyone's got their special gifts. But everybody's got spirit guides, and literally their job is to help you. That's their job. Their full-time job is literally to look after your ass and help you and make sure you don't do anything stupid or kill yourself, okay? So they're there. Again, belief changes. Like you can be, I don't believe, doesn't matter. You have them. Everyone's gone. No, there's no human beings that don't have any connections and don't have guides. Doesn't exist. I'm sorry. So you're just talking to the spirit world and you're asking the spirit world to help you remove anything that does not belong and send it back to the light, back to source. That's it. And you'll hear different people saying different versions. Doesn't fucking matter. It's the energy and the intention that you're speaking. Okay. You can also call in. So when you have your sacred space, and you're calling in these energies, whether you're using this or not, doesn't fucking matter. You can bring in any energies. So what I just said, angels, Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, like literally like Thoth, fucking doesn't any beings that have ever existed in any time, as long as you have some kind of, it helps if you have a relationship with the beings that you call in. If you're just read some name in a book and you have no reverence for it, no relationship, it means nothing to you, you can't call in, but it's like there's no energy there. There's no energy. But if you love Christ consciousness, if you have a relationship with Christ and you're like, please Christ, I need your fucking help, please come in here, then yes, that the energy, because they feel your love. Do you understand? They feel your love. The relatives that you've had in your life, maybe that have passed, your mother, your father, your friends, doesn't matter. There's a love connection there, and that love connection is never actually broken. Those beings exist. They are still there on the other side. Though there is no other side. There's only everything that is forever in this now moment. And some of us are in a body, some of us are not. There's no actually other side. But it's just an expression. But yeah, they're not in the body, right? They exist. So even if like you have a friend who passed to the other side a few years ago, you can talk to that friend and ask them to come and help you do the thing, and they will help you if they can, because they love you and you love them. And so that's just reality. That's just how it works. That's just what's up. So you can call in any beings, but from that sacred space that you've created, from that place of reverence and peace and stillness, call in all of your allies. I'll sometimes just like sometimes when I take like nasty stuff off people, or I'm trying to do I've done some other things that I haven't talked about that were, let's just say, required for the collective, leaving it at that. And I had to call in everything. I call in everybody. I'm just like, Christ, kingdom of heaven, all angels, all my ancestors, all my allies, all beings of light that have any relation to me or know who I am, that have love for me or my mission, for the liberation of all beings. I call you in here in this now moment. And I'm getting it now. They show up. Do you think they don't show up? They show up because you are everybody. The separation is an illusion. You literally are all beings that have ever existed, that will ever exist. It's all you on that ultimate level. It's all consciousness. And you are that. Okay, so you will never be abandoned. You will never be left alone. Trust me, you're connected. Okay, so calling in those beings and asking for whatever help you need. Okay, and and when you actually do this, you got to feel, and this is why the being present with the body is so important. You need to feel, because you will actually feel, many of you, things happening, energy moving, a slight shift in energy, a shift in your thought pattern. But when you really ask for that assistance and you be still, you will know You will know when the shift has happened. You will feel it intuitively, or even if you don't feel it, you'll just it's just a knowing, it's an inner knowing. But the thing is, we're so disconnected from that inner knowing and trust, and because we don't practice stillness. Many of us go, I don't know, I didn't feel anything. But as you practice the stillness and you practice everything we're talking about here, you will feel a subtle shift and go, and you'll actually feel a peace, and you'll know it's done. Okay. So, a couple other things I'm going to add. Let me just check the comments, see if any, okay, in fact, before I even check the comments, I'm just going to add a couple other things. It's on a roll. I just want to get this information out. So, next thing, and by the way, this is the full download. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's funny. That became I'm actually a bit shocked to learn he became a magic nut. I'm not a magic nut. I'm just telling you what's up. It's all information. This is all just stuff that you got to know. It doesn't really matter. It's like saying, it's like ignorance is just never gonna, it doesn't work. Like not knowing something, you know what I'm saying? Once you know, you know. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so let me finish the points here. Okay, so one other thing, it was a really good book I read recently, The Essene Gospel of Peace. Booyah! That was a good book. And in there they talk about the angel of water. So if you're not aware, water also has a consciousness. Okay, it's not just a thing, just like nature, just like trees. Everything has a consciousness, different than ours, but has a consciousness. And there are actually angels connected to the elements. So water has an angel that works with it. And so in the Essene Gospel of Peace, they talk about, and this is it's just out there, but specifically they talk about the angel of water. You can use water to remove stuff. And so if you go in the shower, you want to imagine the water coming and purifying you in literally like a white light, and it's just taking away anything that does not belong, and just hold that in your mind, but also ask the angel of water for purification. So you can go in a bathtub, or you can, but just literally pray to the angel of water, and again, in your own words, please help me remove any energies, any beings, anything that does not belong, that is non-beneficial. Please help me remove this. Okay, and that's it. So angel of water, praying to the angel of water, super, super powerful. Another thing, fasting and prayer, basically, like literally, like these beings, they're feeding off your energy, and they're feeding, this is weird to explain, they're feeding off your negative energy, thought patterns, and habits. So if you're overeating, right? If you're literally just like, you've eaten your dinner, and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to eat some cake. You eat some cake, you're like, okay, definitely not eating anymore. And then an hour later, like, fuck, I'm going to have a bit more cake. When you're actually going into that bad habit or doing that thing that you probably shouldn't be doing, and you're like, oh, fuck it, I'll do it anyway. You're actually allowing these things to come in, because you're not exercising your will, and it actually makes it, like, allows them. So not just doing, just literally like the lack of you having the will to do the right thing allows these beings to come in. So they're literally feeding off almost like your weakness. It's really interesting. So fasting is really, really important. When you stop eating and you're actually in that discipline, you're holding strong, you're not eating. Apparently, yeah, you're in that strength and you're not eating, and it just makes it more difficult for them to hang around, and it makes it easier for them to go, for you to get rid of them. So fasting and prayer together are epic. One sec. Okay, had a dry throat there. Needed some water. Okay, so fasting and prayer. Fasting and prayer. Do I don't know, whatever you can, but do a day or two or longer, and just pray like a son of a bitch, and don't eat, and they will leave. Apparently that's super, super powerful. Okay. Yeah, so this I already said. So fundamentally, as I said before, yeah, loving, staying in the love, being in integrity, and living your purpose. Literally, like living your purpose, doing what you came here to do, being at service and being in the joy and the high vibrations make it difficult for anything to attach. And when you're in those higher love vibrations, it's actually really easy to connect to source. And in that connection, you can obliterate any of this crap. Like really, like the deeper and stronger your connection, the easier it is to just cleanse yourself. So this is the ultimate. And this will be the last kind of part of my rant, and then I'll look at some questions and see what's going on. This is the ultimate truth. I literally wrote in my notes, the ultimate truth in capital letters. And here it is. I'll take a breath because it's kind of profound. So the ultimate defense is simply knowing the truth. That's it. When you actually know that your true nature is infinite consciousness, that you are source energy, that you are infinite, that you're immortal, that you're unlimited, that you can never be hurt by anything out there. Nothing. That you're simply having this human experience, and you're here to experience, and you're here to live your purpose. You're here to do what you came here to do, but you are absolutely unlimited. This is just one expression of the infinite consciousness that is all things forever. And you know that. You absolutely know that you are that, not this body. That this body is just just a container for the infinite being that you are. And you know you are connected to all that is. You know that you are all that is in this body, having this unique experience, and that as a being inside the kingdom, that you're immortal. Like you cannot be hurt, that in truth you cannot be hurt. Even though the body, you might, you can bump into something, or somebody can slap you, and somebody can throw a rock at your head, and that'll physically hurt, sure. But ultimately you cannot truly be hurt, because you are your consciousness. You cannot be ever harmed, ever. And when you know your true nature, your true divine nature, absolutely, from this space, and even just tuning into this, and we all go through periods of being absolutely connected in that, especially those of us that are on the awakening journey who are really going for it. We have these amazing experiences in states where we absolutely are connected to the all that is, and we are that, and not a person at all, and we're in that bliss. And other times when we're like, oh fuck, here I am again, life sucks, and blah blah blah, and whatever. We're all shifting, we're all growing, it's normal. But the ability to be able to tune into that absolute truth, right? To sit and actually be still in it and connect to that. Okay? From that space, nothing can harm you. Nothing can stay with you that you don't want there, because you are that. You are that infinity. You are that presence. So if you can just get there from that space, you can connect to any aspect of any of these divine beings, which are all, again, different versions of yourself, and with their assistance, you can obliterate and remove any of these energies. Okay, that's actually what's up. Knowing your nature is the ultimate defense. Knowing your nature as love is it. Being the love is it. Obliterates anything that is not of that. Okay, that's the truth. That is the awakening. That is the spiritual path. That's why, again, the answer to every question is wake up to your true nature. Always comes back to that. Whether I'm not happy, I can't attract a partner, I'm not making enough money, I'm depressed, or I think I have energetic attachments. Wake the fuck up. Usually the answer to most questions. So I think that's most of it. I'm sure I've forgotten some things. Let me see what you guys are saying, and then I want to do attempt to do a group clearing. Let me just see what you guys are saying. No, Blaine. No mods. My mod, he's a slacker, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm a bit of an anarchist, as you know, so people can say whatever the hell they want to say. I don't mind. Okay, let's see here. Interesting question. Oh yeah. So the other part, I guess it's not really relevant, but the other part I use, so the way I ask if I have stuff or anybody, I use muscle testing. I've recommended Power versus Force for years now. It's a skill, you do have to learn it, but at some point you can get pretty decent at it. And so I'll simply just ask, how many spirits do I have, and I'll muscle test, and I'll get an answer. And then once I do all the clearing and I feel like I'm good, then I'll just ask again, and then I'll double check with muscle testing. That's why I don't really use the dowser anymore, because I just use muscle testing, and it's become quite natural. And at some point, you don't really need to use the muscle testing. You just can intuitively just feel if something's up, and you can just clean yourself, and that's it. And anyway, okay. Now I have to stay only for the group cleansing. I am in Vancouver. You missed an H in my name, but that's okay, because I'm not really Sasha anyway. What time is it? That's a random. Hey, what's up, Rich? What's up, Gary? How you doing? Nice to see you, buddy. Hello. I am a magic peanut. That's true. Hey, James. James sent me $4.99. Woo! Look at that. You can send me super chats if you have a question that you like and you want to bribe me. That'll work. That'll work, because normally I like mangoes, but in Vancouver, not buying mangoes. But I like nuts, apples and pears. I eat a lot of apples and pears right now in season. Those are pretty good. Okay, so I see your question, Matthias. I'm sticking to questions about this topic right now. I'm not much into this, but it's making sense actually. Yeah. So again, whether we're into something or whether we believe in it or not, metaphysical reality simply exists, and it is what it is. That's what awakening is. Discovering what reality actually is and what our nature is. That's the journey. And believe me, the Matrix does not want you to wake up to anything that's actually happening. The entire programming is literally believe what's on the TV, go to school, learn what you're supposed to learn the history that they tell you, learn about the technology that they tell you, and just accept this whole paradigm as normal. And it's insane. Like, nothing that we're told is based on truth or reality. None of it. All of it is lies. Look at what's happening on planet Earth right now. People are walking around with face diapers because they believe that healthy people can get other people sick by sneezing on them. Like, everything is completely backwards. Okay? Everything is completely backwards. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Why would it be any different with this? Any knowledge that is actually going to help free you, you're not supposed to have it. Why are all, I mean, it's so obvious. Why are plant medicines illegal? Why can you go to jail for 25 years for having San Pedro cactus or ayahuasca or acid, or in some places even magic mushrooms? Why can you go to prison for having plant things that grow in nature that will make you have spiritual experiences? Why is that? Yet alcohol is legal. Tobacco with, what is it, 1,800 toxic chemicals, some of them carcinogenic, that's legal. So anything that allows you to be interfered with, lowers your frequency, can destroy your body, can give you cancer, that's legal. But plant medicines that can heal you, against the law. Come on, people. It's the most obvious example, and it goes throughout everything. You're not supposed to know about or use anything that's good for you, period. Look up Codex Alimentarius, okay? They don't even want you to be able to get vitamin C or vitamin D in big doses. They're trying to outlaw anything that can actually make you healthy, and they only want you to take pharmaceuticals, which destroy you completely, and they make lots of money off it. I mean, that's literally the agenda here, the destruction of humanity. That's what we're witnessing here. It's been going on for a really long time, and now it's finally coming to an end, and everybody's waking up. But you're very, very naive if you really think just because you haven't heard about it from the news media and the government and their educational system, then it must not be real. Holy fuck! Again, the level of cognitive dissonance is shocking. Actually shocking. What about masturbation in this regard? That's a fun question. I'm pro conscious masturbation. I'm pro. But it's an interesting question. Okay, so that's a good question too. Greg Tail says, I have to let go of someone and it's affecting me deeply. I think I might be possessed right now. Maybe. Yeah, I did see that question, and I basically answered it. If you're really, really present and you're in that connection to source, you can just get rid of anything. Yeah, but you really need to be deep in it. And I realize, it took years and years and years of awakening and ego death and just literally multiple experiences of dying and like really crazy ass shit before I got to the point where I could just connect and just, feel into it and just get rid of stuff. Now that's fine, but it took a long time to get there. It's much easier that I just, what I've explained is actually much easier. Just have your space, connect to the spirit realm and ask those beings to help you clear that stuff, and they will, and they really will. Make sure to thank them afterwards and tell them, that you appreciate it, and then they can go so they don't hang around all day long. Yeah, definitely read that book. Power versus Force is really good. Oh yeah, this is a good question. Yeah, so the vibrational frequency of music that you listen to does matter because you're tapping into frequency. Everything is frequency and vibration. So if there's a lot of anger, whether it's metal, gangster rap, whatever, you are literally tuning into those vibrations. So yes, you are opening yourself up to things coming in based on the music you listen to. Hey, it's 11:11. Woo! Yes, absolutely. Same thing with movies. Like if you're watching movies that have violence, people doing horrible things to each other, you're getting in those fear vibrate. Even for a second, if you're really afraid and you're like, and you really have that fear, things can come in that way. I mean, seriously, that's the thing, man. Like when you start to realize that the TV and the movies, everything, and the music, it has all been weaponized. It's all been weaponized to lower your vibration and open you up so that you can be attacked and influenced. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying cut out all that shit. Like really, unless it's really high vibrational, who made the movie or whatever it is, and they're coming from a good place, then go ahead and watch it. If it's an interesting documentary or an inspirational movie, that's fine. But you got to realize the vast majority of mainstream stuff is specifically created to disempower you. Okay? This is not a theory. This is what is. This information is actually out there in public right now. Nothing I'm saying at this point isn't out there. Okay? Really. maybe 10, 20 years ago, it was less out there, but right now it's all out there. What I'm saying, you just need to go out there and just fucking do your own research. And research, watching mainstream media does not count as doing research. It's all completely controlled. As you're seeing right now with what's going on with this election, it is not. You know what I'm saying? Just come on, guys. Use your brain. Use your brain. Bend over. You're going to enjoy. Bend over. That's a great name. You're going to enjoy my my next music video. It's coming out in a few days. Jesus is in it. This guy's in it. I think you're going to like it. No, I like BC. This guy's asking me if I'm BC. No, I to rely on your citizenship. What does that even mean? I'm Canadian, dog. I'm Canadian, so it's not weird me being in Canada. I was born in Canada. Yes. How does heavy metal, toxicity, aluminum? Well, everything plays into everything, right? If you're weak and you feel shitty, right, and you just feel like shit all the time. If you feel like shit because you've got toxicity, aluminum, whatever in your stream, that all the stuff that comes in from us eating like shit, of course your vibration is going to be lower. And if your vibration is lower, you're like, oh, I feel like shit, life sucks, blah blah blah. You're accessing these negative thoughts, and then of course, boom, lower vibration, negative thought patterns, things can come in and fuck with you as well. So everything goes together. You got to understand that the system to disempower humanity, it's a complete system. It's the media, it's the food, it's the water. I mean, they got to everything, man. The pharmaceuticals, it's all created with a purpose to disempower us, to destroy us. All of it. When you're really awake to 3D reality, what's going on, the entire system is made to fuck with us. Yeah, that's just the 3D awakening. So that's just level 1. And then the big one is the spiritual awakening, which is that we're in a fucking hologram in your consciousness. And it's all that. But I still vote, let's make it a better dream. Hey, even though it's a dream, let's make it a better dream. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do a group. Let's do the group clearing. I'm doing stand-up comedy at noon, or a little bit after noon, at this event here in Vancouver. So I'm going to have to run. I cannot be here all night long. So I'm going to do the group healing, and we'll see. So here's the thing. For this to work, I can't. Okay, there's one thing I forgot to say. Okay, so if I try and do the group healing now, if you have some kind of like a history with some attachment that you have, could be from a past life, maybe you've made an agreement in this life, on some level you may not even be aware of, but you did something where you have something going on and something is draining you. I can't actually come in and remove that without your permission. So in fact, so whatever I try and do, like I couldn't go against your will. So if you want to increase the chances of you getting dropping whatever is in your way right now, you need to set the intention right now that you wish to remove, with the assistance of whatever beings that are going to be called in here as a group. You have the intention to remove any non-beneficial energies, spirits, demons, entities that are plaguing you right now. Okay, and that you're open to that. So you need to make the decision that I'm open for this assistance from Sasha, from other light beings that are going to be coming in through this process. Okay, you've got to set that intention. So we're all going to do this together now. So everything I was saying before, this is the moment. This is the moment to practice what Papa Sasha's been preaching. All right. So. Okay, so I got the J-Man here. Let me get my angel. I'm going to get the angel here. Oh, yeah. Fuck it. I'm going to create the sacred space for us. I got my angel over here. I got this Jesus. I got my Jesus piece. I'm going to put some Palo Santo on. This is going to be good. So, guys, if you have if you have a candle, go get your candle. We're going to go full donkey now. We're going to do the whole thing. You got a candle, get a candle. If you have Palo Santo or sage, get it. You probably don't, because I haven't been that spiritual woo-woo with the Bernie stuff on here, but I know you're all going to have some soon. If you want to get some water, get some water. And what else? And if you have any like sacred object, picture of Jesus, Buddha, anything whatsoever that for you is a connection to the divine, grab it now. And I'll come back in 1 second and put your candle on, and we're gonna do a little ceremony. We're gonna clear some stuff. All right. So anything that's useful in this process for you, go get it. Ooh, all right. Ooh, we got 100 people live. That's good. We've only been over 100 once before, I think. This was when David Icke was doing all his crazy things. Remember that? That was a crazy time when he was just coming out, spilling his guts when the world was realizing everything he's been saying, for the most part, for the last 30 years was true. Oops. And he was getting millions and millions of views in the censorship. And then I did a live stream where I'm like, let's break down what David Icke said. And everybody was hopping on the bandwagon. That was good. I was being sneaky. And I played off the back of David Icke to get more people on my live stream. And I'm very naughty. And now I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to cheat. I just did the thing talking about whatever the fuck. So it's good. We're breaking it. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. Okay, here we go. A little candle action here. Okay, cool. So, oh, that's good. See, immediately when the fire's there, I can immediately feel like it just opens up that. It's very interesting. Okay, this is Palo Santo. Woo! From South America. Very nice stuff. It's amazing. So I'm going to do mine out loud. I usually just do it in my, head. But I'll say my things out loud. So there's no secrets. So anybody who's like, he's doing dodgy things. He's doing dodgy things. And remember also that you have free will. And nothing can affect you unless you actually want it to affect you. You know what I'm saying? I can't go over there and do nothing naughty. And there's an interesting question also, which I honestly don't have the full answer to, and I'll show you this, because for me I still don't get it 100%. I know we have free will, and you can't actually do anything that's genuinely going to fuck with anyone's free will. I can't. Like whenever I'm working with people, I always have to tune in and get do I have permission to remove this entity for this person? And sometimes I get a no. Like I'll tune into like one of my friends right now is littered with entities, littered. And I tuned in and I'm like, can I remove these? And I got a spirit said no. And the answer is because they have something they need to learn or recognize. It's a lesson. It's still even shitty things like that, like getting entities. It's happening for a reason. You're finding out about this stuff right now for a reason. So I realized this friend that I want to help, he needs to acknowledge, right, that he needs to be aware that he has this stuff. He needs to probably learn the lesson. Like, oh, some of the things I'm doing in my life might be responsible, and some of the relationships or whatever, some of the stuff I'm doing is causing me to get these attachments to come in. So he needs to have that recognition, have that moment of like, okay, maybe I do need to change. Maybe some of this stuff is real. And then turn to me and say, hey, bro, you know what? Yeah, I thought about it. And okay, yeah, can you help me with this? That'd be great. In that moment, when he gives me that permission, because he's gotten the realization, then spirit will say, okay, now you can help him. But right now I tuned in, a good friend of mine, I've been friends with for years. He's got all kinds of shit, and I can't do it. And even if I ask my guides, if I try and remove this stuff from him, it's not going to happen. My spirit guides and higher being, they're not going to do something that's against the free will of another being, because ultimately on a higher level, that being is me. My friend is me. We're all one being. We're all one infinite consciousness. We're just in all these other forms. So I couldn't do anything without the permission. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like I wouldn't have my own permission to do something to another version of myself. You can't. You see what I'm saying? So rather than me trying to do something and then wasting my time, I'll just ask permission. Hey, do I have permission to do this? No. And sometimes, if it's a bit of information, I'll even ask, like, am I supposed to ask this or find this out? And if I get a no, it's like, okay, I'm not supposed to know that right now. And I trust that, right? I trust that. So here's what we're going to do. Oh my God, this smells really good. Woo! Can you guys smell that? I've had crazy things happen before where like an energy will come into the room, and there's reports of this, and you'll feel like a beautiful smell. And that's happened to me multiple times. So it's not that crazy that some of you might actually smell this, because actually, even though you're over here and I'm over there, we're actually one, right? Separation is an illusion. And I would not be shocked if somebody went, I can smell that shit. I've seen much weirder things, guys. I'll be honest with you. There's been more miraculous things than I can smell that, even though we're not here. I've seen crazy distant healing things happen. Oh, you can't heal someone who's on the other side of the planet. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Okay, so, oh my God, that smells so good. I literally just want to sit here and smell this. I don't even want to do the thing. This is so good. Okay. Okay, so let's just take a couple of breaths. Just take a couple of breaths, everybody. Just breathe into your stomach. Okay, I'm just going to breathe. Now, I want you to just be present and just feel into your field. So just be aware of your center. Just be here. Focus on your breath. Allow your mind just to quiet. And just keep breathing. Nice deep breaths. And just become aware that you are this awareness. You are simply the presence. You're not the thoughts. You're not the projections. You're not the worries. You're simply here now. Every breath connecting you to presence, to God, to your higher self. Just be here. Just be the breath. Nothing other than the breath. Now I want you to start to connect with your thoughts, with your energy, to your connections. So if you have beings that you have a strong love connection to, I would focus on those. Could be relatives, can be, can be Christ, can be any particular angels, doesn't matter. But start calling in those beings now, by name. And then we're going to call in together all the beings that we can from the kingdom of heaven, from the other side. So keep breathing, keep feeling. So let's together speak to this. So spirit masters, and say out loud with me, okay, with the intention. So really be aware of the field around you. Okay, stay present. and just feel. Spirit masters, spirit guides, spirit world. Come and be with all of us that are in this group process together. I'm calling on all of my connections, all aspects of myself, all aspects of myself, wherever they may be, on the other side, other timelines, all healers, all exorcists, all my brothers and sisters in the kingdom of light, the angelic realms. I call on Christ also to be with us in this moment. All of my ancestors, all the ancestors, brothers and sisters on the other side of all the beings here with me now on this live stream. All beings that are committed to the enlightenment of humanity, the liberation of all beings from suffering. I call on all beings that are aligned to love, truth, God, oneness. May all be here now. May all these beings surround all of us here on this live stream and come and aid us in this group clearing. Army of Light, Spirit Masters, Spirit World, Spirit Guides, please assist us all to remove any and all non-beneficial energies, spirits, entities, or demons that are plaguing us, that are affecting our energy, that are poisoning us with negativity. In the name of the Infinite One Creator Self, we ask that you aid us at this time and assist us in removing any and all non-beneficial spirits, entities, or demons that are sabotaging us and preventing us from living our purpose here and creating God's kingdom here in this world at this time. We ask that you remove any such energies with love and send them through the fire of creation back to source, back to where they belong. Higher self, please help. As I am cleared, the group is cleared. All beings are one. As I am cleared, all beings are cleared. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's just thank with our intention, with love in our hearts. Let's just be grateful and thank all of the beings that have joined us here, all of your relations, all of your spirit guides, It's been one big group party. Well, and they've all made each other. That's fun. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for helping us. We love you. We appreciate you. We know you're looking out after us. Please continue to look after us and make sure that we're not interfered with, that we are kept clean so that we may truly live the fullest version of this incarnation. Thank you for being here. God bless all of you. And when you have finished your work with us, please continue along your journey. God bless you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, all beings. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Love you all, love you all, love you all. And so just take a moment, take a couple of breaths, and just really feel. Just feel into your field. Take a really deep breath. And just be present. What is now the quality of your presence? Is it the same as before? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel different? Are you able to be here now a little bit more? Woo! Oh. Ooh, well, that was good for me. Arthur, yeah, that happens. A lot of interesting things. I know. I think I know which religion you're talking about. I'm assuming you're talking about the Santa Daime, who work a lot with ayahuasca. Maybe not. That could be. Luke, yes, you can tell how long entities have been with somebody through muscle testing. It's pretty easy. Someone's asking, which countries do I recommend? All countries are going through the same thing. The global awakening is global. So we need to wake up, no matter where we are, and do what we can to help others wake up. Oh, interesting. Interesting comment, Matthew. Yeah, everything's interrelated, right? When you're waking up, you're waking up. But obviously, there is a certain intention when you're waking up to the ultimate truth, which is oneness. It's its own journey, but everything's linked. So I keep saying, waking up to what's happening in 3D, when you realize that the only thing you can do is go to God because it's so fucked. You know what I'm saying? It's so shocking. It's like you have to go, okay, there's got to be something more, and there is something more. But I also, for me, it was around the same time, actually, I realized about the conspiracy, and then my first spiritual awakening came pretty much around the same time, actually. I know. Richard says, but Game of Thrones. I know. I have to admit, even though I know what I know, I was still watching Game of Thrones because it was so good. Yep. I'm a human. I was addicted to the show. It was awesome. But generally, I avoid all that shit now. Yeah. When I think of Jesus, this is a good comment. When I think of Jesus, I get such a good energetic feeling in my stomach body. Yeah. It's that's the thing you learn when you learn about muscle testing, right? They teach you how to do it. When you actually visualize the presence, or you just visualize in your mind the presence of a master, an enlightened master, for example, Yeshua, your body goes strong. So that's actually how they one of the examples they do when you, and by the way, it's not the Hitler salute, that's up here. This is just arm straight. But when somebody stands in front of you and you visualize Yeshua and they say resist and they push down on your arm, your body's very strong. But then if they say, okay, visualize, you know, a mass murderer like Mussolini or something, your body, and they push, your body goes weak, because we are all connected to this one field of consciousness which knows truth. So when there's truth, strength, holiness, and enlightened master in your field, and you're calling them in, your body actually goes strong. And it's very, very interesting. I mean, that's what it's fascinating. Like if you take a supplement, like this is zinc and vitamin C, right? If I were to hold this in my field and somebody was to muscle test me, I would go strong because my body wants zinc and vitamin C. But if this was full of like heavy metals or arsenic or something, and I held it in my field, my body would go weak. And they've been using this, naturopaths have been using this method for forever, until certain forces took over the medical system and said, oh, that's quackery, that's crazy, we can't do that, just take pharmaceuticals instead. You know, so yeah, so muscle testing is very real, and it's powerful. It's really powerful. So good that you're pro-orgasm. No call today. If you're in the private group, Richard, in my private mastermind, we're talking about doing a call Monday or Tuesday for my private members. So check your messages. Check your messages, man. Yes. Dark Night of the Soul. Hell yeah, I've had a lot of those. I'm going to be talking about that more in some Woke as Fuck episodes coming up on my podcast. Yep. This is some weird truth, bruh. Well, truth is truth. It's neither weird or not weird. It just is or it isn't. And it's up to you as human beings to determine for yourself what's true and what's not. But truth exists. Truth exists. It's not on the TV. As long as you know it's not on the TV and it ain't coming from your government, go and do your research. Going on your own journey. Gary says, I actually smell burning wood. I shit you not. Yep, because we are connected. Okay, so I'm just getting down to the comments where you guys are saying you feel the thing. Mighty God. Ah, good. You're welcome, Jake. Had to be done. Had to try. Nice. Dr. Strauss said, emotion of sadness. Thought I was going to cry. Also felt happiness. So yeah, so that's normal. When you have stuff removed, it's really emotional. It can be really emotional. Like when I had my big thing removed back in the day, my first reaction was like, it was a bit surprising. Like I felt the lightness, and my first emotion was sadness. Like I almost wanted to cry, but it was weird because it was almost like I almost wanted to cry, but it was actually joy. It's hard to explain. It was like sadness and joy, and then it was just like tons of energy, and I felt amazing. So yeah, so that may be that the thing, like boom, it's gone, and suddenly you're like, holy fuck, and it's emotional. Okay, what is life? Thank you. Glad you enjoyed. Hope it did something. Now here, I'm gonna do something here just for fun, and I do have to go in a sec. Just for fun. Oh, hey, what's up, Lamar from Instagram? Yeah, I did a good talk yesterday on Instagram live stream talking about what's really happening in the world. So if you're not following me on there, do. It's good. It's good. I realize I'm broadcasting now on Woke and my main channel, but on Instagram, the account I use is my at Sasha Day Game name. So it's at Sasha Day Game, and yeah, just so everybody knows, because I know I'm going to multiple places. So yeah, so I'm just curious. I'm just gonna muscle test, like, how many total, like, spirits, entities, and demons, how many did all the people listening to this actually have before we did this process, and how many are there now, just to see how many were actually cleared. So I'm just fucking curious. So altogether, how many entities, like energies, do we all have together as a group? More than 20, more than 30, and 50? No. Okay, so I'm getting 40. I'm getting around 48. Yeah, I'm getting 48. So In total, we had like 40. That's not actually that much. Like considering there's like about 84 people on 48 is only 1 out of every 2 people had one. So about 50% of you. So that's not bad. Or some of you might have had 2 and some of you had 0. So, but still, that's better than average actually. So the people, I'm going to put that on my banner now for the show. Most people listening to my show have less entities than the average. Booyah, booyah. I'm going to take credit for that. Obviously, the vibrations from my show are so powerful. They're keeping those entities off you guys. So, so when you're sending those massive donations, just keep that in mind. I'm keeping you clean. It's me. It's me. Okay, good. So now I'm going to ask, how many do we have now as a group? So it was 48 before we did this. Yes. So right now, still attachments in total. How many have we got going here for everybody? 10. Okay, so right now, we're down to 7. So we've gone from 48 to 7. So that's not bad. So we've removed 41 and there's still 7 going. That's not bad. So those 7, whatever, somebody listening wasn't in the zone, wasn't ready to attach something, needs to realize something, like they don't always go, but that's not bad. What's that percentage? We removed 41 out of 48. That's pretty good. That's about 80. That's over 80%, isn't it? So that's not bad for a first crack. And we can, it's not bad. I'm just going to say that's not bad. Bam. I've had so many supernatural experiences that I would have to write at least more than 1 book. But supernatural, it depends. Because like, do you consider like leaving your body and dying and merging with the infinite one consciousness and just being that and then coming back to the human body? Does that count as supernatural? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But if you just mean like ghosts and shit, yeah, some. But it's not really ghosts. It's just other energies. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all. So it just depends what you're talking about. But for me, like awakening experiences, they're not even supernatural. That's just what happens when you start waking up. Like it's quite normal actually at this point. This has been happening for years. Oh, Ace Martin. Good. Oh, St. Grace is on the call. Hey, what's up, girl? What's up, girl? I don't know you're on the call. What's she saying? I'm gonna push this button. I saw all of us in a circle and black goop spiraling out of us to the center of the circle and transform to white light, return to source creation. Thanks for holding immaculate space. Booyah! Excellent. Thanks, darling. Good to have you here. So good. How do you handle it when your friends believe CNN? Well, what you're going to see in the next few months is the total collapse of the narrative, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Oh, that's cute. All right, so I'm going to scroll down real quick. So I actually have to run because I'm doing stand-up comedy. 85% removed is not bad. Not bad. I'm going to have to read some more of these comments when I get back. Normally I go a bit longer on these bad boys, but I'm literally doing stand-up comedy in a second, so I got to run. Love you guys. This has been fantastic. Thanks for being here. I'll be live again on Wednesday. Subscribe to the channel if not. Amazing stuff's coming out on Woke as Fuck podcast this week. An episode and then a song that's really good. But you'll all see it. It's going to be great. And yeah, that's it. I love you all. Thanks for being here. And yeah, if it changed your life, spread the good to other people. Tell other people what's up. Tell people to watch the freaking replay. Go hug people. Spread the love vibrations. That's what matters. That's what matters the most. Love you guys. And yes, I will put a clip of my comedy up soon for Shizzle. And yeah, it's been all good. And thanks for being here. Love all you humans. I gotta run. See you on the flip side. Preach, everybody. Bye.